Alright, everybody, I am back with a brand new DC update. Zack Snyder is the best director in the world. Let's discuss. Zack Snyder will be the only director that can think of Superman's dad wanting a whole bus full of kids to die. And James Gunn wouldn't make the whole Martha thing a big scene of the whole thing. The fact that Zack Snyder made Martha a big scene and have Batman and Superman have the same the father's name's different, but the mother's name being a very important thing. Saying, what's your the mother's name? Martha, and Martha, that's a big thing. And the fact that Zack Snyder made a movie that's a PG-13 movie and made the bathtub scene very intimate for kids to watch two adults making out. That's big. And in Sucker Punch, he really wanted a random actress, to show their boobs in front of a child. That's genius. He really wanted that. But sadly, Warner Brothers was so censorship focused that they didn't want a child to see a random woman's boobs. They were just too sensitive, right? They wanted the child to not have to see a random woman's boobs. They said, if the child has to see boobs, it has to be the child's mother. And the child's mother didn't want to do that. So, Warner Brothers censored Zack Snyder's art. James Gunn would have had art that Warner Brothers wouldn't censor because he's too weak. So yeah, Zack Snyder he's comic book accurate. Went straight to Dark Knight Returns, saying because in the comics, Batman shot the goon in the shoulder. Zack Snyder gaslights everyone into thinking Batman shot the goon in the head. Constantly says that every single time. So now everyone believes that he shot him in the head. What a genius move to gaslight people into thinking one thing over the other. And the fact that people forget that Batman destroys a shotgun on his hand. He just destroys it in the comic. He gaslights everybody so much that everyone forgets about that. Genius. And Zack Snyder's so good that he doesn't have any jokes, because James Gunn is all about jokes and jokes. Movies aren't about entertaining, making people laugh. Movies are about just sitting there, not doing anything, just watching, right? And the fact that Zack Snyder hasn't won any huge awards, and there's a huge fan base watching him. He's better than Steven Spielberg. He's better than everyone because Steven Spielberg doesn't have a die-hard fan base. But Zack Snyder does. Amazing, right? I think it proves Zack Snyder is the best director. I mean, look at this. And Zack Snyder doesn't use any emotional tricks as James Gunn does. James Gunn talks about his dog and then his dad. What does James Gunn talk? What does Zack Snyder talk about? Well, Zack Snyder, he only has his daughter that deleted herself. Uses that and says, using the prevention of that, have a screening, uses that for the profit of paying for that situation. But everyone forgets about that because of Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder is so good that everyone forgets that he used that self-deleting thing to convince people to watch the movie. But yeah, he even convinced people that Ben Affleck Batman was fantastical, even though it was the most grounded Batman you can think of. So that right there is why Zack Snyder is the best. And James Gunn will not beat it because James Gunn only reads comics. Zack Snyder directs all the slow-mo and expands the movie 2 times as long as if you didn't do slow-mo. So if you removed all the slow-mo, it would be half the time. So he makes a short movie into a long movie, adding slow-mo.